I have officially been to 30 states. So right now I'm in Nebraska, and now I'm in Iowa. Good morning, you guys. We are in Rapid City, South Dakota. Yesterday, I went on one of the most amazing tours of my life. I got to see Mount Rushmore, so that is off my bucket list now. But today, we are going to be heading over to Omaha, Nebraska. It is currently 7:30 in the morning right now, and my flight is at like 11:15. So I'm going to head to the airport, and I think I'm going to have breakfast at the airport. You know what they say, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I'm pretty much all packed now, so literally all I have to do is leave. So I just wanted to come in here and kind of film this intro to my Omaha, Nebraska video. So I made it to the airport. I'm currently sitting at this like entrance area, and they have some breakfast that I ordered, some hot breakfast. So I got some eggs, bacon, and toast, and I was literally chugging down my water because you can't bring water through security. I didn't realize that they had a place to eat before you go into security. My connection is in Denver, which I was literally there 2 days ago for a connecting flight here to Rapid City. Hey you guys, I got through security and I found out that my flight
is delayed
by almost an hour. My flight to Denver was supposed to be at 11:16 a.m. to be exact, but now it has been pushed back to 12:07 p.m., which is almost an hour. And if it takes 48 minutes to get from here to Denver, like it took to get from Denver to here, then it puts me in Denver right before 1 p.m. And my flight from Denver to Omaha is at 1:48. So I should be able to make my flight to Omaha even though the flight from here to Denver is delayed. But if not, then there is a flight to Omaha tonight from Denver at around 5 p.m. They are boarding the flight now to Denver. It's a little after noon. The flight was delayed again. It was delayed to 12:07, and then now it's delayed to 12:27. So I'm probably not going to make this flight to Omaha at 1:48 because it's estimated that we don't get to the gate until like 1:43, and the flight to Omaha isn't delayed. So I'm probably gonna have to be transferred to the flight later today around 5. These kind of things happen when you're on trips. Delays happen, things go wrong. So I'm not gonna be negative, I'm just gonna be positive, enjoy the rest of my trip, and hopefully everything from here goes smoothly. I made it to the Denver International Airport, and as I expected, I did miss my connecting flight due to the delay from Rapid City. I literally got off the plane and sprinted across the airport, hoping that I would somehow make the flight at 1:48 to Omaha on time in case there was maybe a delay for the Omaha flight. There wasn't. I did not make it. Rebooked my flight for the next flight to Omaha, and the next flight is at 5:50 p.m. And I was really happy that there were still seats available in economy. There were only 2 seats left in economy. So I'm really happy that at least I didn't have to pay extra, and I'm still getting to Omaha today because it could have been much worse. I could have had to stay here overnight. I could have had to pay extra to fly business class if I wanted to get to Omaha tonight. So I'm staying positive, but it's like 2 p.m. right now. I still have like 3 hours before they start boarding for the 5:50 flight. So I think I'm gonna go get some lunch and kind of just chill here, explore the Denver International Airport. I've been here a couple of times. I was literally here 2 days ago for my connecting flight to Rapid City. I also came to visit Denver last March, and then also I had a connecting flight on my way back from Arizona in 2018. I can't remember the last time I had to sprint across the airport due to a tight connection. The last time I missed my connecting flight due to a delay on the first flight was when I went to LA in 2023. That time the delay was in Chicago. Right before I got lunch, I checked my email and I saw that United Airlines sent me a $15 voucher for food due to the delay in flight. So I was able to use that voucher and I got myself a 12-inch turkey, Swiss lettuce, tomato, onion, and ranch sandwich. So I'm gonna eat that now. Really happy that I got at least a free meal and that I'm still getting to Omaha tonight. I made it to my hotel room. It has been a long, stressful journey trying to get here, which I'll talk to you guys about later. But before I do that, I want to give you a tour of my hotel room. I forgot to do this in Rapid City. This room, I think, is probably the best hotel room out of all of these 3 hotels I've stayed at on this trip. Okay, so my back is against the front door. Right here, we have the sink and the mirror. Here we have the toilet and the shower, the bed, the TV, another mirror, a desk, the window, and yeah, this is where I'm going to be staying for the next 2 nights. So I know I told you guys that I would tell you how much of a struggle it was for me to get here today, but I wanted to shower first, and now I'm done showering, so I'm going to tell you guys now. The last time I talked to you guys was when I told you that I was put on a later flight to Omaha because my first flight from Rapid City to Denver was delayed. And then I told you guys that United Airlines gave me a $15 food voucher as a sorry for being delayed and having me to come to Omaha a little bit later than I expected. So after I finished the sandwich that I bought with that $15 voucher, I told myself,
I'm just gonna go to my gate and then I don't have to worry about finding my gate later.
At this point, I still had a little bit less than 3 hours until they started boarding for the 5:50 flight to Omaha.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys know how the layout of the Denver International Airport is, but basically they have an entrance and exit wing, and then they have an A, B, and C concourse. And the only way you can get between the exit and entrance wing to any of the concourses is by an underground train. So the plane from Rapid City to Denver ended up stopping at the A concourse area. And my 5:50 flight to Omaha was departing from the B concourse area, which meant I had to take the underground train to get from the A concourse to the B concourse.
Well,
I ended up taking the train
the wrong way.
So I took the train from the A concourse to the entrance and exit area, not to the B concourse. And once you get off the train at the exit and entrance area, you can't go back in. You have to go and have them check your ID and go through security again, because that's kind of exiting this secure area. So I got in line and the line was
So long.
but luckily they had a lot of people working, helping people get through the security and checking ID stuff. I was in line for, I want to say, like 25 minutes. Denver International Airport is a big airport, so it was moving pretty quickly. They had a lot of people working. And after I got through security, I took the train again because I had to get to the B concourse area. So I got to the B concourse area, I found my gate, and I kind of just sat there. And then I wanted to get dinner because my flight was at 5:50 and I knew I wasn't going to come to Omaha until pretty late. So I ended up having dinner at the airport, and then they started boarding pretty much right after I finished dinner. So I got into the plane. I was checking to make sure I had my ID and credit card, and I don't know why I thought that was going to be helpful, because if I lost something, there was no way I was going to get it back because I was already on the plane and it was already about to depart. I had my ID, but I couldn't find my credit card. And I was like, oh crap.
I had it when I bought dinner. Did I somehow throw it in the trash after I threw out my trash from dinner?
That's kind of what was going through my mind. So I checked all the pockets in my bag and I realized that I put it in a different pocket in my bag. Tip for you is always put your cards back to where they belong, so then you don't have to have these mini panic attacks later. And then also there was a baby on the plane that was in the row in front of me. She was sitting with her parents and she was just like crying and screaming pretty much the entire flight. The flight from Denver to Omaha is about an hour, so it was pretty noisy on the plane for like that hour, and she just like wouldn't stop crying or screaming. So I got off the flight and I was like,
What else could go wrong?
Well, I called an Uber to get to my hotel, and I couldn't find where the Uber pickup area was. So then I waited there for a while, and I saw on the Uber map that my Uber driver was sitting at this one area for a while. So then I called him, which I almost never do because it's usually very easy for me to find who my Uber driver is. And then he said that he was already there, and I was like,
Where are you?
so he told me he's at whatever section of the parking lot, and I realized that I was in the right section, but for some reason he had driven by and stopped and waited there, but I just didn't see him drive by. And so he was waiting there for a few minutes and I was there, but I just didn't know that that car was my Uber. So I don't know. It was a pretty big struggle. I'm so excited for tomorrow. I have an entire day here in Omaha. And on the Uber ride over to my hotel, I looked at how Omaha looked like because the sun was setting right when I was getting here, and the city looks beautiful. Wichita and Rapid City both kind of look like suburban towns. Omaha definitely looks more like a city, which I guess is more my vibe. Also, I am actually in Iowa because Omaha is right on the border of Iowa and Nebraska, but it's on the Nebraska side. And so I booked my hotel on the Iowa side. So technically on this leg of the trip, I get to go to two states. I get to go to Nebraska and Iowa. Good morning, you guys, from technically Council Bluffs, Iowa, because like I told you yesterday, I booked my hotel on the Iowa side. But I'm going to be spending most of my day exploring Omaha, Nebraska, and then at the end of the day, I'm going to come back and explore some of Council Bluffs, Iowa.
And when I say explore, I mean I'm literally going to walk to this place to get dinner and then come back, and that's my definition of exploring.
Because there is not much going on in Council Bluffs. I actually met a girl last month who was from Omaha, Nebraska, and she told me the two things I should do when I am here is I should go see Warren Buffett's house and I should go check out the Omaha Zoo. I'm going to skip the zoo because I'm not super interested in zoos, and I think my time will be better used if I go see some more of other parts of the city instead of just spending a bunch of time at the zoo. So I'm also planning to go to the Durham Museum, and then I also want to go to the Bob Kerrey Pedestrian Bridge because it is a walkable bridge that connects Nebraska and Iowa, and on the bridge it shows the dividing line. The last time I was at one of those dividing lines between two states was at the Smoky Mountains, where there was a dividing line between Tennessee and North Carolina. So that is my plan for today. I just sunscreened because it's going to be in the high 80s here, and your girl don't need to get sunburned. Also, if I have time today, I might explore the Olds Market, which I think is like downtown Omaha. I was planning on doing that tomorrow before I fly back to New York, but if I have time today, I might as well just do that today. I don't know, we'll see how time goes. So I'm gonna have a little bit of change of plans on what I'm gonna do today. My Uber driver this morning told me that he was born and raised here in Omaha, and I asked him what he recommended I check out here, and the first thing he said was the zoo. So I asked him what makes this zoo so special, and he said it was mostly because of the lead jungle, which is an indoor rainforest. There's only two in the entire world, and one of them is here in Omaha. And he also told me that the Omaha Zoo is the #1 zoo in America, and if I tell people that I've been to the zoo, then people will be
Very, very impressed.
And I remember when I was researching what to do in Omaha before I came here, the zoo was always the #1 thing. So I changed my mind. If this zoo is so special and it's like the #1 thing, everyone's recommending it, then maybe I should go check it out. I'm definitely going to go check out the lead jungle, and I'm probably going to walk around and see some of the other animals at the zoo. But my Uber driver this morning also told me that it's going to take me like
2 days
to walk through the entire zoo, and
I don't have 2 days here.
so I'm just going to check out kind of like the highlights. I think I'm going to spend most of my day at the zoo now, and I am still planning to go check out the Bob Kerrey Pedestrian Bridge after the zoo, and then I think I'm going to skip the Durham Museum because, to be honest, I wasn't really interested in going to that. I only wanted to go to kind of fill up the time. So that is my updated plans for today. up at the zoo, and I enjoyed it better than I thought. I was there for about 4 hours. I don't even remember the last time I was at a zoo, but it kind of reminded me when I used to go to the zoo with my parents when I was a kid. And now I am at the Kerrey Pedestrian Bridge. This is the walkable bridge that separates Nebraska and Iowa, and it's literally right in front of me. We're gonna be in 2 states at once today. I am at the dividing line on the bridge between Nebraska and Iowa. So right now I'm in Nebraska, and now I'm in Iowa. I got dropped off in Nebraska and I walked over to Iowa. So right now I'm sitting on the Iowa side. It's 10 before 4 right now, and I have some time to go check out the old market in Omaha. So I called an Uber and I'm gonna head over there, and I'm really happy I get to do this today. I thought I was gonna have to push this to tomorrow, but I want to do it today because tomorrow I'm going to have to be carrying my big bag, and it's going to be a struggle having to carry that bag in the hot sun. I'm really hoping I can find a smoothie because I'm really craving a smoothie right now. Guys, look what I found. Smoothie. This one is called Freestyle. I got it in the small size. It has mango, peach, and strawberries in it. This literally tastes like I'm on vacation. It's a couple hours later now. It is almost midnight, so I'm gonna go to bed soon. But I just wanted to tell you guys that I did have dinner over at the old market earlier today. And when I was there having dinner, there was a gentleman who I want to say was in his 60s or 70s who struck up a conversation with me, and he was just talking to me about kind of his whole life story, how he grew up in California and then now he lives in Boise, Idaho. And then he asked me what I was doing in Omaha, and I told him that
This is the last stop for me on a week-long trip. And I told him I started off in Wichita, Kansas, then I went over to Rapid City, South Dakota, and then now I am in Omaha, Nebraska.
And then he asks me,
But what do you do for a living that allows you to travel like this?
Ironically, this is the second time on this trip that someone has asked me what I do for a living that allows me to travel. The first time was at Mount Rushmore. There was another couple there that kind of just struck up a conversation with me. So after this gentleman asked me this at this restaurant earlier today, it really got me thinking that I am so blessed that I can kind of take these trips and that it's not like a huge financial burden. I know that this is kind of denied to a lot of people. The gentleman who struck up the conversation with me earlier today, like I said, he was from Boise, Idaho, and he told me that if I ever make my way over to Boise, then there's a restaurant I should check out called Barbacoa. He told me it was basically like a French and Spanish restaurant, but it's like one of the most amazing places to eat at. I'm not really sure why. If you guys are from the Boise, Idaho area and you know about this restaurant, you can let me know in the comments down below. And also, I've been waiting to say this before I even left for Wichita almost a week ago, but I have officially been to 30 states. And not just like in a, oh, I had a layover, or oh, I just drove through the state.
No.
My feet touch the ground in 30 states, and I did something in each of these states. So I still got 20 states left to go before I have visited all 50. That's probably going to take me a couple of years, probably longer. Good morning, you guys. It is 10:30 in the morning right now. I have to check out of my hotel at 11 a.m. So I have to leave pretty shortly after I film this. But I'm heading back to New York today. My flight is at 5:05 p.m. So I'm thinking after I check out, I'm going to walk over to this place to get some lunch because I was planning to do this last night for dinner, but plans changed and I didn't end up doing that. So I'm going to do that today. I think I'm going to have Sonic because I've never had Sonic before. So I feel like I'm trying a lot of these different fast food places on this trip. I had Dairy Queen and Firehouse Subs in Wichita. So the Sonic only had drive-through. They don't have anywhere where you can go in and order. So I came to a nearby Wendy's instead. Wendy's is another one of my favorite fast food places. I got a chili, an apple pecan salad, and I'm sitting on these swinging chairs and it's actually a really nice view and the wind blowing feels really nice also. But I'm gonna stay here for like another 15 minutes or so and then I'm gonna call an Uber to head to the airport. And I just want to tell you guys that I have really enjoyed this trip, and I think I'm going to end the video here because I'm literally not going to do anything after this. I'm just going to go to the airport and then head home. So if you enjoyed this video and this whole week traveling with me, definitely subscribe, turn on the bell notification, give this video a thumbs up, and then leave me a comment letting me know where is somewhere you would want to go on your next trip. I had so much fun filming this and I can't wait until my next trip. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.